Welcome to Hall Pass Sessions. This is your all-access Hall Pass to what the legends of the game are talking about. Legends from the Hall of Fame, the PBA, the PWBA, and the best that youth bowling has to offer. Hall Pass Sessions, complete with positive thoughts and a tip or two to help. And of course, legends to host. Now, here's Hall of Famers Carolyn Dorin-Ballard and Leanne Barrette-Hulsenberg. This is Hall Pass Sessions.
Hola, good people of the TV land there. We are back with Hall Pass, and it's going to be a very interesting night because I'm going to bring in my counterpart in crime quickly tonight, Leanne Hulsenberg. Get on in here. Because you know why? I'm in muddle mode because I have no internet. This is going to be that's going to be my sign to you all night, because we have no idea. We're all down here. But thanks for joining us. But look at what we have today to start. Happy anniversary to Leanne and Gary. I always forget this is your anniversary. I don't know why. And happy birthday to Dorin-Ballard. So
July 1st was a great day.
It's a great day. So many great things happened, and we're going to continue to celebrate that. It's funny because Dell and I were together on our anniversary this year. One of us is usually at Bowl Expo, and Gary's at Bowl Expo, and you're at home. So you'll have to celebrate, right, when you get home, when he gets home. That's
this
awesome.
Weekend. We'll celebrate this weekend.
Before we get into our massive pet peeves, I wanted to bring on our guest tonight. He definitely by far is one of the best to put on a pair of bowling shoes. Chris Barnes has 19 regular titles, 7 PBA 50 titles, over $2 million in earnings. But what I thought was great was his latest victory in the South Shore Classic. Let's bring in Chris while we talk about him, because I want to see his face while we're sitting here talking about him. He wanted us to keep that short, but we're not going to. So I wanted to bring you on, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to get right to it because I know you're busy at Bowl Expo. It's a busy week for the industry. First of all, the shot you threw was unbelievable to win the title. So number one, I know in the past, that's always been something everybody's brought up and talked about. But I want you to talk about your week off prior to this tournament. And what was it that actually brought you to the moment to be able to throw that shot?
Well, it's been a messy year. I mean, you know, God bless him. Bowling with Ryan has been a gift. More than I could hope for, and getting to watch his success. At the same time, my lack of it, brought on its own. We always. I've said a lot this week. Actually, we always want our kids to be better than us. The part I didn't take into account when it's at the same time. And so
that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a little trickier to deal with sometimes, your own, expectations and where it falls. But trying to keep up with the kids. I changed pitches a few years ago for the first time in 30 years. A little more than that, actually, because I thought, don't fix it unless it's broke. And I felt like it was broke. A couple of years into that pitch change, I have reestablished what broke is. And so of my 5 worst weeks on the PBA 50 Tour, the first 4 weeks this year were 4 of them. So I hit the reset button and I found the sheet in my workout table, and it says pitches, basically 1989 to 2022. And like, okay, I don't think pitches fix everything, but I do know that I was less bad when I used these. and so I fixed a bunch of bowling balls and a little bit shorter span, back to 0 pitches in the thumb. And then I felt like that was a place to start, and then hopefully my swing and the rest of my game, I could kind of meet that 20%
Hmm.
and kind of meet the rest of it there. And so went to Baton Rouge, did that. Linda was with me at the Masters. It was very much a work in progress still. With the U.S. Open, and it finally a little bit came together when I was playing straighter. But instead of going to the next tournament, I went home. I practiced with Linda, practiced with Ryan. We went to the ITRC once. We went to Louisville a few times, and I mean, she's got a great eye. And so between all that, started kind of cobbling back at least some shadow of what it used to look like, and then was able to put something together, and it finally felt, I don't know what you would call normal at this point, but it felt like I could get groupings of shots going in the right direction, and then as the week went on, I started to get a little bit of touch back, and so when you have the half 10 4-pin thing, I could do a little bit of something and make a good ball last for another couple of games and keep going, and that's basically what I'd been missing. Some of the talk about, you go down a decision tree, and most of the time I talked about playing lanes, and you go down this path of decision tree, and there's no good choices over here. And that's kind of where I was at with what I was doing with my hand, trying to keep up with the kids at first, and then it took away some of the things I was good at before, and I didn't really realize it until I saw some video, and always been a feel person. I knew when it felt right. I knew it, and I thought it felt okay. And I watched the video, and I'm like, that's terrible, and that felt okay. And, and that's a real problem, because how long have I been doing this that I got to a point where
Right.
this felt like it was halfway normal. And so thankfully I got a pretty good team around me. I had some guys out on the tour helped out too. Donnie Hogue has helped out, Dan Nolden, some guys. When the difference between senior tour and the regular tour is everybody's a lot more willing to help everybody else.
Right.
And it was a situation that would not have happened on the regular tour. I guarantee you. They oh, okay, well, that's just one less person we have to deal with. Move
Right.
along.
Well,
And
and I love Donnie Hogue. He's super smart, and for years, him and Hank owned the pro shop in Ohio. So
right.
again, I mean, there's a fountain of knowledge there. Do you think? My first question to you is: do you think bowling with the kids tends to possibly help you develop bad habits, where you kind of lose your sense of who you are and what you can do? Because you're trying maybe to manufacture a little bit more because it is so different out there now? Is that possible?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's how you react to it. It's the same for a lot of years when you saw players go from Storm to one of the other brands, and then they couldn't get their ball to react as much as they wanted to down lane, and you would see hands start get on the outside and elbows get on the outside, and effectively that's what I was doing. I'd gone to pitches with more reverse, more left, uh, to help get out of it a little cleaner, and try and get a little quicker off my hand and help
Mhm.
get my rev rate up. Uh, but in the end, all it did was get me to doing some things that I'm not very good at or as good at, and certainly not repeating. Uh, and and yeah, it didn't help me at all trying to keep up with that group. And
Well, the thing is, you're so good. And Leanne, jump in here because I have a ton of questions. I know before we have to let him go, but you're so good, and you were so good at always making the adjustment, whether it be at the foul line with your hand, moving on the lane quickly. I mean, you really are. You're just a decision maker. How does that how does that mess with you a little bit mentally, in the fact of you're trying to keep up your confidence, you're still trying to do some of what you used to do when you were in your 30s? I mean, not that you're
mhm,
old at all, but I'm just saying you're trying to do things that you knew you did really well.
yeah,
How does that change your mental outlook, and what do you do to overcome it to get you back on the path to think, "You know what? I am that person over there. I just have to modify it a little bit."
yeah, I think it's a great question, because I always felt like you adapted to whatever the environment was, and so I just, you know, But as you get older and that skill set starts to move further and further away from, my rev rate's 400. Tommy is now the tweener at 475. There's no magic bullet that's going to get me to 475. So how do I keep up with that? Do I just play straight, or do I throw it slower? Do I try and do the other tools to get to that spot? And really, what we're lane philosophy wise, it's very hard to do because there's not enough oil in the front of the lane to throw it slow without it picking up in the front. And now you're using weaker balls and throwing it slower with less rev rate than the guys that are younger, stronger, more powerful in it. And so you play the balance of, okay, do I just go back and do what I'm really good at? But that means some weeks you're just not going to be competitive. And that's a difficult thing for me to swallow as someone who felt like I'd spent a lot of time trying to be good every week and be in play every week. And it got way more difficult to be that way in that environment. And so I bounced back and forth between just sticking to the things I'm best at and then trying to adapt some other tools to go along with to help me compete on, with the weeks when you have to be as far left as guys with 100 more RPMs.
Right. Leanne, any?
No, I'm super happy that you won last week. And I think you still have, the World Series of Bowling, the PBA 50 World Series of Bowling coming up, and that's pretty soon. Do you feel confident going into that now that you've got the win and things are feeling better?
Well, I'm miles. I'm a lot closer where I'd like to be than I was a week and a half ago. That's for sure. The U.S. Open, the only time I really threw it good was when I was playing straight. And as soon as I moved in, I started throwing it everywhere. And really the week at home, and Linda, with Linda's help, we were able to get it kind of where I could move around. And I had the tool bag at my disposal again. Jacks is 4 different patterns, so eventually 5 different patterns, a bunch of different opportunities. And if you get it going there, you can make a season out of 10 days, and you can kind of tear one up a little bit too. So, but I do feel way better about it. It's a place I've had some success with on both
Good.
tours. We have great help. I have great support. And I have a bucket full of balls to choose from.
Right.
That now that you start bowling a little bit better, now I can put those tools to better use. And deciding which amount of information you collected through the season is useless because of execution on my part, and that will be the biggest decision I think moving forward.
I have one more.
I have no. Go ahead, Leanne. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're.
You're one of the few senior guys. I'm not sure I could name another one. Tom Hess bowls a little bit, but that bowls on and maybe Tom Doherty bowls on both tours.
Yeah.
Tough question, but how will you know when it's time for you not to bowl on the regular tour anymore?
It's getting closer to being obvious every time I go practice at home. It's getting harder to keep up with Ryan in different ways. Hey, I'm better at this than he is. I'm better at this than he is. And you keep trying to, while we're practicing and he's pushing me, I'm trying to push him and he's just gotten better at enough different things that there's not a lot of things that you feel like you're better than. I still plan on competing some next year. We'll see what the schedule looks like, whether that becomes a lot or a little.
Right.
Who knows? 2 new TV deals. We don't know dates, number of tournaments.
Right.
Right.
In the past, we've talked about everything being team format except the majors to
Right.
And so certainly if there's more team type stuff, I think there's, that's where I can help out more than, and it's certainly more fun for me at this point too. But I have no idea what tour is going to look like yet. I know I'm going to bowl some,
Well, it's funny you said that because we were just talking about it yesterday, Dell and I and Alyssa. We were in the car, we're on our way down to the bowl, and I was talking about having you on the show, and I said, there's not many guys out there in their 50s that I would still take on my team, knowing he's an asset and not a detriment. And I don't mean that in a terrible way that I use the word detriment. So don't anybody go, oh my God, she said some are. It's few and far between that you would find somebody in their 50s to still be a true asset on a team, not only by being able to get up and throw a shot or fill a frame, but also put their ego aside to be able to help other players on the team be successful. And we had the pleasure of witnessing that when you bowled on the team last year. So I think that is a extremely true statement. I think they would be ridiculous not to pick you or put you on a team. That's number one. Yeah. And number two, maybe it is time where you would excel more in that, which would take the place of then, like Leanne's question was, you moving from the PBA tour and maybe just excelling in the majors, which I think you still can, and focus on team bowling if that's something new that they do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add that, when from the headquarters point of view, I hear a lot of things. And I know when Gary and Tyler and Schlem were doing all the team, the battle, the brand stuff, and there was no question that Chris would always be on the team because there was never any doubt. There was doubt on, maybe not doubt, but there was options for the fifth person, but there was never any doubt that Chris was almost the leader of the team, basically, because experience and knowledge and talent, they all go together. And at some point in your life, they're all kind of equal because there's so much value in your experience and your knowledge to help others. So there was never any doubt from Gary and the global crew. So
I appreciate it. It's nice for you guys to say. It gets to be funny after a while because obviously, whether we like it or not, we're not as good at 55 as we are at 25 or 35.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Come
right. But and it gets tricky confidence-wise sometimes in those situations to still. I mean, you're not in that moment as often. You're not performing at a level that's obviously better than your peers as often, and so you have to come up with ways to be confident a different way or believe in what's going on. And the highlight of 2024 was bowling in the league every week and getting the chance to bowl with the guys, and that's what I looked forward to, is the chance where I had a chance to help. We had a really young, a fairly young, inexperienced team, and so it was nice that some of them, you got some leaning back where they were looking for someone else to help,
Right,
clear up the picture, or in some cases when you guys weren't there, set a lineup or who's going to bowl or who's not, and just
right,
nobody wants to have to make that decision. It's not.
right.
It's not.
Well,
And
I know you're busy. I know you're at Bowl Expo. You're probably getting ready to go out to I don't know. There's
Storm
probably
party.
some gathering or something. The
yeah,
storm
the storm
party.
party soon.
So we're going to let you go.
Tonight's
But
the night.
there's
Big party.
two. Yeah, I want to end on two things though. Number one, the team thing again. I just want to reiterate that the people that bowled with you, they loved it. So we joke a lot, but when you really think about yourself and you think of all the bad things, because you and I talk about that quite often about both of us, you really did make an impact that helped the future of the sport. So don't ever forget that. That's number one. And number two, before we leave, you got to give us one of your pet peeves, and it doesn't have to be in bowling.
Yeah, kick us off.
Kick us off. Give us a pet peeve, and it does not have to be bowling.
Well, I mean, one of them that is bowling, it is the human rain delays. As a former college slow bowler that chose to go faster and knows it's possible, we are 50 some years old at this point. If you don't know what you're doing, it's your turn. Go bowl. It's the Shafani thing was hysterical. I thought it was spot on.
I thought that was funny too.
Yes. Hey, but do you see
part of
that
my
on the
TED
PBA?
talk at the college team every year? It's like, hey, you guys want to bowl for a living? Bowl faster.
Yeah.
Hey, do you see that on the regular tour as well, though?
Oh, every college bowler is slow. It's
No,
all
but
the
I mean, do you
college
see that
bowlers.
on the PBA tour? The PBA
Oh
tour and
yeah.
the PBA 50? Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
slowest bowlers are Kyle Sherman, Jake Peters, Nathan Still. I mean,
Okay.
it's just college, 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 college. And until USBC makes a rule and makes those guys go, it's going to continue to be a problem. We have to continue to make shorter formats because we can bowl 6 games now in 4 hours instead of 3.
Oh,
Right,
geez.
right.
It's
Okay.
crazy.
We're gonna have to add that to our list. Okay, you got it. Have to
Um,
keep that in mind. Okay,
yeah,
Chris, thanks for
the
go
other
ahead.
thing is probably just last minute planning by some of my travel buddy last year. He's not really as good at planning ahead of time
Oh,
as I would.
don't
So
pick on Ryan like that.
Yeah, teach
Don't
him.
don't pick on
well,
Ryan like
yeah, I mean he was coming out to Chicago to bowl the LBC
Mhm.
and then fly with me out here to Bowl Expo. And he had a 6:15 flight on Friday morning. He let Linda know at about 11 p.m. Thursday night. Um,
Was that an
I may not
Uber?
be the only one with that pet peeve. No, I'm just
Yeah,
saying. Yeah,
She
yeah.
could have gave
That
you 4 letters.
that could have been an
UBER.
that
Uber.
could have been an
yeah.
Uber ride in my household. I don't
Well,
know.
it was a different 4-letter word, TROY.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
where I
it.
got to
That's
get up at
awesome.
4 o'clock or 4:30 and
Yeah.
take him.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Chris, thanks so much for your time. You're one of the best. I say it all the time to put on a pair of bowling shoes. Um, again, any team would be lucky to have you. And when you always have that self doubt, just remember you're changing the future and you've done a great job. So good luck. Good luck in the following weeks. We expect to see you on TV.
High praise from 2 of the best. I appreciate you guys. Good luck with all this.
You
Good
bet.
luck,
Have a
Chris.
great week at Bowl Expo.
Thank you.
All right. Bye
All right.
bye.
Bye.
I wonder, I have one more question for him, but I didn't want to ask him because I don't want him to think I think he's gonna bowl, not bowl, but
Right.
I think he might be a good ball rep. Like he knows so
Oh
much
my
and he
God.
has great
Yes.
eyes. Like he would be good, but I don't know if that would
Ab-
be like a
You know,
controversial with his son bowling on tour and, like drama
right.
and stuff like that. But
And that's not easy to do. That's not easy to do, but here's what I always found so amazing. I'm sure it happens in every sport, by the way, Leanne, but in our sport, because that's what we're in, bowling. I just always find it amazing that we could have a conversation with somebody like Chris Barnes and he could tell you that he lacked confidence or couldn't get his feel. And I'm thinking to myself, really, dude, 19 titles, all these majors, like you're one of the best ever. I don't understand it.
yeah,
And
but
yet we've all been there. We've all been there. And there's certain things also that trigger that. Um, and that's why I thought that shot, which we didn't see it. And I think we can play it here maybe after the commercial break. I think everyone should see it. That shot of Chris was thrown with pure confidence. And I think the best thing I can say about watching that shot was that is what a true champion is somebody that has been the best, right? Knows that it might be kind of changing onto another time and yet can still get up there and throw it like just dead flush. I'm not going to get an answer from anybody because my poor Leanne was choking, so she went off to the side for a second. Oh, but we have the doggy with us. But once she gets back, as we were talking about Chris Barnes, I'd love to hear something in the chat. When you yourself, the people in the chat or who are watching tonight, when you are watching the broadcast, what are some of the thoughts that you have as a spectator when somebody doesn't perform? Are you saying, oh, they threw that bad, or oh, how did they do that again? I'd like to hear some feedback from the audience because it's one thing to actually be the person throwing that shot and know what's going through your mind and what your body is feeling like. And it's a different reaction when you're somebody in the back and you're watching that person throw that shot, what you could be thinking. So it'll be very interesting to see. Blair, do we have that shot of Chris?
We do have the shot of Chris.
Let's see that till my friend Leanne take your drink of water. Let's see.
Then he would need 9 and 2 balls. There you go. Now he needs 9 and 2
ever
balls.
closer to a 7th PBA 50 title.
Not there yet.
Now, why I thought that was so awesome was a couple of reasons. I saw every practice shot he threw, and as Dell and I were watching, Dell kept saying the green ball, the green ball. I was texting Linda as well. He just had such great reaction with it. But again, one of the things that I saw is I guess because I know Chris. So as I watched him get up to throw that shot, nothing looked different from that shot as to the 9 previous frames. He still had that champion pre-shot routine, take his time, wipe off his ball, do his thing, set up, and he went. And it was such a great shot. The other part of that was the lane where he threw that 5 count and came back right after that and just threw great shots. So hats off to him. That was awesome. I wanted everybody to see that shot. And I'm so glad he was able to join us. Are you okay, my friend?
I'm so sorry. I got sick in Las Vegas and I have this little cough, so I didn't want to be rude.
All right.
Oh, wait, cough drop.
Okay. Well, Leanne, let's talk about pet peeves, my friend. Let's talk about pet peeves.
Who wants to go first? Oh my gosh.
I want you to go first.
Well,
Do you want to do number 5? Like this is, or do you not care what place they're in? Let's do number 5. She put it up there. I love it. What's number 5 for you?
well, how about bad drivers? Like bad drivers, they're just terrible. They cut in front of
I
you,
love
speed up, the merging, all the things that go with bad driving.
merging the roundabouts. Oh, here. Oh, inside lane, outside lane. You can't come from here and go this way. It doesn't work. I'm with you 100%. And if you're going to be in the express lane, you must go fast. Sorry.
Yeah. Don't get in the fast. People who just automatically get in the fast lane, I'm like, why? You're not supposed to be there. The fast lane is for go, like
I like your number 5 there, Leanne. Okay, my number 5 is whiners. That doesn't mean babies. That doesn't mean
Can
babies.
you be more specific?
If you have a problem and if there's a problem or you're not happy or something doesn't go your way, there's no reason to continue to rehash and whine and go on and on and on, because the answer's probably not going to change. You're looking for an answer. You're looking for the answer that you want, not the answer that maybe your friend is giving you and you're still going on and on about it. I want to kind of accept and move on, even if it's painful. So whining. Yes.
No more
that's number
whining.
5.
No whiners.
Yes. No whiners. No. Okay. Number 4.
I'm gonna go with, and Blair knows this one already, but eating. Loud eaters, people who eat with their mouth full or chew with their mouth full, and when you can hear people chewing, it drives me crazy.
Like a cow chewing on cud. That's
No
what I used to
smacking.
say.
Don't like
No
the
smacking.
smacking. No, don't
You're
like
not
to hear
allowed-
chips crunching.
You're
Don't
not
like it.
allowed to. Nope. You're not allowed to smack, because you know why? I can see food inside your mouth.
It's not good. It's not good.
It's not good. Okay. My number 4 is, and you can so relate to this. Row 22 on an airplane does not get out before row 10.
Where have people been?
I am here to tell you, row 22, no matter how fast you try to pummel up to get in front of row 10, there are people between row 11 and 21 that are going to
I
stop you.
I could go on and on about. I think my 3, 2, 1 are all travel related, but if you have a short connection, book a seat on closer to the front. Like you can't just cut in
Yes.
front of people. Like other people have lives too. Like they have flights to catch. Blair and I were on a flight to Detroit last year, and the guy next to her pushed her out of the way and said, I have to go I have a connection. And he was pushing his way through the line, and we saw him in baggage claim. He did not
Oh
have a
my
connection.
goodness.
He was lying.
That's
was
just
terrible.
rude. And again, if you have a short connection, that's one thing. And if there's a travel delay, you can't help that. You can't help that. But you are correct. If you know you have a short layover on that connection, you may want
Take
to
your seat up
move.
front.
Yes, definitely. I'm with you on that. Okay, number 3.
Okay, they're all travel related from here on out because I've been traveling
One
a
of
lot.
one of mine is one more.
I've had 6 trips in the last 2 months, so I have plenty of travel stories. I think I want to write a book on horror
like it.
travel stories because we all
I
have
like
plenty. But I'm going to go with a mild one. It's just mildly irritating. Baggage claim. When everyone is standing around baggage claim and people have to get up and stand in front of you right next to the baggage claim. They can't just stand, 2 or 3 feet back and wait for their bag. They have to stand right next to it and block you from getting your bag.
Because it's quicker.
Right?
Because it's quicker. I would read it, Leanne, if you wrote the book. I love it. And we're
I've
going
got
to work
plenty of
on
chapters.
that. I love it. That is so, so true. Well, this one is my last travel one too. Number 3, people who are talking loudly on their cell phone on the plane before takeoff. No offense. I'm not interested in your conversation. And I'm one of
No.
those that gets on the plane, earbuds in or headphones on, and I'm already watching my movie or I'm asleep before takeoff. I have no interest in learning about what your life is all about.
Yeah, or your business
so
dealings.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Thank you, April. We appreciate that. I'm glad you're on board. We're not the only ones that feel this way. What's for me, drivers who play the game of car and mouse.
Right?
Speed up, slow
They
down.
speed up,
Speed
they
up,
cut in
slow-
front of you. I'm like, just get in line, people. Just if everyone just stayed in line, there would be no
Oh,
stopping. It's those
oh my
people who
God, that
get
is so
in
true.
front that causes everyone else to stop. I mean,
Yes,
like common sense.
Yes, and April, that's a great one. People who don't return shopping carts. That's
Well, I have an
true.
answer for that.
Why
So
is that?
I always, and this my family will back me up on this. I always park next to the cart corral so
Me
I can
too.
return my cart. It's not hard. Just park next to the cart corral.
I do it so I remember where I park.
True.
But it is the easiest way to return your cart. And I agree with that because, by the way, people leave them in spots and then you can't park there. It
I mean,
makes
there's
it
a
a
cart
mess.
corral like every
I
8
know.
spots. They're
I
all over
agree.
the place. So,
I agree. All right. How's number 2 looking?
okay, another travel one. I don't even know. I think I wrote them all down. I'm not sure I have a number 1, but number 2, oh, well, they kind of go hand in hand. But number 2 is I get on and I sit down. So I don't really enjoy the people who are smacking me in the head or the shoulder with their baggage.
With the backpack that's got the kitchen sink in it?
I'm like, people, can you put it down by your feet so that you're not hitting the person in the shoulder or the head?
As they're turning like this with it on
Leanne,
their back.
you have to tell your recent story of getting hit.
Well, that was kind of an accident, but that was I don't know, one of the flights I was just on. I had fallen asleep on the airplane.
Okay.
Just close my eyes and just close my eyes and relax. The next thing I know, I felt like my seat had been like collapsed. A guy fell into me and like hit me in the head. Like he fell into my neck. It was like he tripped or something and fell into my neck. And he got up and went to a seat. And I was like, what the heck just happened? And then like 10 minutes later, the flight attendant comes over to the people in our area and says, does anyone know who the guy is who fell? We want to check on him. And I was thinking, how about the lady he fell into?
He's just fine. He had a cushion. He fell into
Yeah,
you.
this cushion right here. Like my whole neck was
Oh my
jacked up.
God. Oh, yes, I agree with you. You just cannot pack the kitchen sink. It's just not, first of all, it takes for slow getting into your seat and getting it up into the overhead. And yeah, it's bothersome. Okay, my top two, Alyssa knew them like this. And if I were to ask my sister, she'd know them just like this. Number two, people who crack their gum. I can't stand it. It's loud. And again, they're usually going like this.
Yeah,
I
so
can
it's
see it.
it's a double peeve.
I-
It's the noisy chewing and then the cracking of the gum.
It's a double peeve.
It's a pet peeve.
Oh my God, that's a good one. I love it. That's so awesome. And by the way, we're twins today. I just noticed
I
that.
saw that.
Awesome.
We're wearing the same color.
Okay, what's your number one?
Well, it's about the same as my
okay.
last three complaints, but people just cannot get on the airplane and sit down. They take too damn long to get in their dang seat. One guy was like in first class, standing up with a whole line behind him. He was folding his jacket, laying it in the upper part, and we're like, hello? Like,
Because he was preparing for that person with the backpack who was going to crumple his jacket.
I'm like, just get in your seat and sit down. Jeez.
Oh
irritating.
my God. That is so true. It would make travel, it really would make the boarding and seating process so much better if it just flowed a little bit more. You are absolutely
Sorry.
correct.
All of mine
Well,
were just travel peeves.
No,
So
that's okay.
probably have more.
My number one is people who crack their knuckles. I can't stand I can't stand it. It's like nails against the blackboard to me. It
Ooh,
really is. And that's another one.
It hated
But
me when I had a
Oh.
trigger finger. I had to crack
Oh,
my finger every
yeah,
morning.
but I mean, there's people that you sit and they go like this. And then after they're done cracking, they go like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And they
oh my
crack their
God,
wrist
stop.
and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I cannot take it. It's the sound. I don't like it. It drives me nuts. But boy, we had some good, those are great pet peeves. Blair, I know you're not on camera, but what's a pet peeve of yours?
She probably is pet peeve sitting next to the old ornery, irritable woman at work. That would be me.
Maybe, stop.
No.
Give us your pet peeve.
Well, you hit like all of mine. The travel ones,
Okay.
you guys kind of nailed. The most recent is this push to the front of the plane thing.
Yeah.
The push to the front of the plane.
Leanne nailed the one story. I was on another flight where we were landing in San Diego, and the person behind me, not like the person sitting next to me in the row, so we were standing waiting to get off, and then someone from the back was pushing forward. And their excuse was they didn't have any luggage overhead, so they should get off first, which was a first for me. I was like, oh, that's a new one.
Sure. By the way, now you have no carry-ons. And by the way, it's a carry-on, not a suitcase. You know,
Right.
I mean, a big oversized suitcase.
But the guy behind me shoved the guy that was coming in the aisle backwards, and I thought I was going to be in the middle of a fight inadvertently. So, yeah, I think all the travel ones are very, very frustrating for me at the current moment.
Gotcha. Well, we this was fun. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to talk to Chris. I'm glad we heard all of our pet peeves. I'm laughing. My eyes are watering because that was so funny, some of those stories. We're gonna have a great show next week. Gary, I think we can convince him to be on with some Bowl Expo updates. And the only two right now that I can think of, and I apologize, I don't even know if we could play it. I heard Hank Boomershine now is going to
a bunch of news.
Basically a big old R&D and new development and you name it, and that's where he belongs. He is one of the best, smartest guys in bowling.
He's a brainiac.
Belmo has the ball out, but it's only limited.
It's a sneaker drop. These
Yes.
people today, I saw so many. We need to go back and do another positive vibes week because
Cool.
there was so much negative comment about the new identity drop, about saying it was a limited release. It was, and now this is a limited release. It's a drop,
Right.
Hey,
Right.
and
I
that's
have
what
that
is
video.
happening in the world.
I
There's
have
drops
Right.
everywhere.
Yeah. Just go with it. I liked and shared. Um, and again, you know what? Look, I'm gonna just because we brought it up. It's his ball, Belmo, right? Okay, look. There are people we love in bowling. I like Belmo. I like him a lot. I think he's done
Mhm.
a lot of
Great
great
thing.
things for bowling.
Mhm.
Look, we're not asking you to love him. We're not. But what we are asking in the bowling industry, which I try to emphasize all the time, is can we just not give a little respect where respect is due?
Yeah.
My God, this guy changed the face of bowling. The face of bowling. I don't think that's a bad thing. So I agree with you. Maybe we do got to bounce on we're going to add that next week, a little more positive, and check out the updates that did happen so far on the Storm page because there were some really cool things that happened at Bowl Expo, and I cannot wait for Gary to give us more of the update. We'll
Yeah,
have
he'll give us
hopefully
a
some
little
video, a
Yep.
recap, some video. Then we're going to work on the following week, 5 things, how to make bowling better. How to make bowling better. And you know what? I'm going to throw it out to our audience. I would love for people to send in the comments some of their ideas on how to make it better. Let's talk about some of them. We'll look through the comments.
Yes, because I go with the theory that if you have a complaint, maybe back it up with a way to make it better. Like
Correct.
I don't
Correct.
like whatever. I think we should try it this way. Like you always should
Correct.
have a suggestion when you have a complaint. So all you
Absolutely.
complainers out there, just give us
Correct.
something positive that we could change about bowling and not always point out the negative. The negative is
And I
so
love it.
tiring.
Yep. Sick of the internet trolls. Me too. Me too. On the
Yes.
22nd, I will be at a trade show up in New York. And I think I will have plenty of time I think the trade show ends at 4 o'clock. I'll be on the East Coast.
Okay.
So it'd be 5, 4. Ooh, that'd be 3 o'clock. I'm sorry.
No,
That's
other way.
5, 6,
Math.
7. I think we can. What I may do is actually shoot a little video, get that to Blair, and then what I can possibly do is pull somebody from the trade show to come on as a guest, whether it's a ball rep, a sales guy, whatever.
Mhm.
Let's kind of recap. What are the trade shows all about?
Yeah.
Let's teach
Yep.
people out there what the trade shows are all about, especially the pro shop guys, why trade shows are so important. So we'll have somebody come on during that week. And then for the final Tuesday, yes, ma'am.
No, go ahead. I
And for
got
the
a shout
final
out.
week,
I got a shout out before we wrap it up today, but
okay, no. And for the final one, it's going to be my birthday on a Tuesday.
let's throw you a party.
I think I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, we got to get party garb. We got to get our little party hats, and I'll think of something. And but
How
I
about
will
if
be
I
on.
think of something? It's your birthday. I'll think of something. What's that?
Okay, you could do that, and you tell me. Ooh, I
We're gonna have
like
a
that.
surprise party.
And you could tell me what color birthday hat I got to go out and get, or something like that. But I will be on the 29th, and then I will be going out after our podcast. We don't have anything for that, but you know what? Maybe that's a day where we throw in our positive vibes and celebrate just all that's good in the world.
I got something good to say.
Okay, go right ahead.
Today, I was watching a video with Mike Albee and Tyler Jensen, and Miss Barbara Chrisman, on behalf of the Chrisman Foundation, donated $100,000 to the Bowling Hall of Fame.
Oh my
How about them
God.
apples?
Yes, yes. And what a great place to say it right here on Hall Pass. We are Leanne and I are both, I could speak on Leanne's behalf, I'm sure, humbled to be in the Hall of Fame. We're not going to say it didn't take a lot of hard work and perseverance, but extremely humbled to reach that pinnacle in bowling. And oh my God, hats off to Barbara Christman and the entire Storm family for continuing to support the sport of bowling in
Yeah, and you know
every
what? All that
single aspect.
it all comes from Storm Nation and all the Storm fans out there who buy
Right.
Storm products. All the money, you know, the Chrisman Foundation and all that stuff is because we have such a good following in the bowling industry. So in turn, it's a good circle, and Barb gives
Yes.
it back to the sport of bowling. So it's all great, and it's all everyone together. So thank you,
Yes,
Barb.
and you know, even on that note, if anybody out there ever has the opportunity to attend a local, state, or national Hall of Fame, you should go. The stories that people tell
Mhm.
of where they came from and and just why they love the sport, and whether it's the trailblazer category or superior performance or community service, it truly is remarkable to see the amazing people that are in this sport. I agree.
Agreed. 100%.
Okay. Well, again, thank you, Chuck Gardner. We love you too, and Bowl for Life. Check that out on Facebook and Twitter. And everyone, make sure to share our Hall Pass videos. We're trying to do some great things here as we move along with our Hall Pass. Thank you for joining us. And my friend, always good to see you. Blair, thanks for all your hard work. And I'll see you gals next week. I got to go downstairs. I got to make my Idaho reservations.
Yes, we'll see you in Idaho. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Have a great weekend.
You bet. Take care, everybody.